ओके, तर फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल पुन्हा एकदा आपण काय करूया, आतापर्यंत आपण जे शिकलेल्या आहेत गोष्टी ते एकदा इथे पाहूया. तर या गिटहबवर ठीक आहे. तर आपला जो ॲडव्हान्स पायथनचा जो पार्ट होता, तो ऑलमोस्ट म्हणजे संपलेलाच आहे. काही राहिलं नाहीये त्यामध्ये. यानंतर आपल्याला जो टॉपिक स्टार्ट करायचा आहे, तो टॉपिक आहे लायब्ररीज. The most important topic in the Python. Now we know how to use Python, right? How to write down basic codes in a Python. How to write down basic conditions, functions, right? Now you know all these things: data types, list, tuple, and mainly all these things we have to use in a library, and that's why we are learning this basic and advanced Python. Okay, so first of all, today I will introduce about the libraries in a Python. So do you have any idea regarding libraries of in a Python? Anyone?
Sir, I have little bit idea.
Okay.
Libraries are like uh, we can say like classes, or when we use some library, we gain control or like access to some specific function or some methods.
Okay. Okay. Great. Now, libraries are made up of formulas, you can say a lot of combinations, lot of informations that we have to use in a Python using importing that specific libraries. Okay, so as of now, what we will do, we will take one example of a library of a NumPy. Okay, now we are taking the example of a NumPy library. Okay, now NumPy is mainly a library used for the mathematical equations. Okay, so whatever we use, mean, median, mode, and all these things are already pre-filled in the libraries of the NumPy. So whenever we need such a mathematical equations, if we have to solve that mathematical problems, on that time, which library we will use? No, no, that is the plotting library. At that time, we will use our NumPy library. And similarly, with the NumPy, there are the another libraries of the to plot the graphs and to plot the charts. So that's why we are going to learn Matplotlib, and then Seaborn. All these types of library we are going to learn in the section of our libraries. Okay, and the mainly library we are going to start with the Pandas library. Okay, inside the Pandas we actually can play with our data set. We can play with data set by rows, columns by columns. If we have to get the information of that data set. Okay, and mainly we are going to use pandas everywhere whenever we have to use data science and the data analysis. At that time we have to mainly use the library of the pandas. Now what is pandas? Okay, so if you google pandas, pandas library in Python. Okay, so pandas is mainly used for the data science and the data analysis. Now inside the pandas, actually we can get the information of that data. What is the data type of that data? What is the number of data sets are available there? How much null values are there? How much missing values are there? So all these types of information we will get to know inside our NumPy, inside the Pandas library. Okay, and whenever you will Google that library name only, Pandas library, at that time you will get that specification website for that specific library. Okay, and the libraries is the huge ocean. Okay, inside that libraries it comes with the latest updates. Okay, so that's why this part of library is huge, but mainly we are going to use libraries that whichever we require for our need, whatever we need for our problem at that time, that library we are going to use. Okay, so whenever you have to install any new library inside your Python package. Okay, whenever you have to install new library first time in your Python package, at that time what you have to do, you have to simply Google it, pandas, pandas, and then there is a specific website, PyPy. This PyPy website will give you that one command to install that library. Pip install pandas. You have to install it once, because after this, if you will install this pandas library, at that time that package will downloaded in your computer. Okay, so I have copied this pip install pandas, but I have already pandas library. Still, I am showing you. Okay. And what you have to do, you have to do the revision of all the topics of whichever having advanced Python and the basic Python. I am asking you question, but you are not able to answer that questions there. I am creating new folder. Also, you can create pandas dev one. Okay, so I have copied this command from here and simply paste it here and run it. Now, this will tell me that this library is already available because I have already installed it. But if you haven't installed till now, you can install it. Requirement already satisfied. Okay, requirement is already satisfied because I have already this library. Now, how to import any library? Import that library name pandas as pandas as, you can write down any name there. You can write down your name, my name, anything. But if we have to do work in our community, in the data science, in the data analysis, at that time our colleagues should know about this codes. That's why we are going to follow our standard documentation. Okay, so at that time we will use import pandas as PD with the name of PD. PD stands for the panda. Okay, now I have successfully imported this pandas library. Now with the help of this pandas library, I can play with different data sets. Okay. Now I hope that you have idea of the GitHub, because mainly we are daily using GitHub there, right? So what can we do? We will simply import one data set here with the help of first of all I will download one data set. Okay, I think that I have already few data set, but as of now I am downloading for you. Okay, so you can also download this data set. With the data set, directly we will go with the Titanic dataset GitHub. Okay, Titanic dataset GitHub. Now, if you will click here in this repository, here is the dataset of the Titanic. Okay, this is the dataset of Titanic. Everyone know about the Titanic movie. What happened there with that Titanic ship? Okay, now I am downloading this dataset. Okay, okay. Now I am copying this dataset. Copy and I am pasting this data set in this folder because my file is here, but there is nothing any restriction that we have to paste down data here. I will show you how can we fetch our data sets. Okay, now I will go to my code. Now I will simply write down code pd. Now you know what is pd. pd dot pd dot read csv file. Okay, and inside that csv, now look inside the quotes. Now I am pressing tab. Now these are the files available. Look at this. These are hidden files. Okay, these are the hidden files. What is the name of Titanic? Okay, now look at here, Titanic.csv. Okay, now look at this. This library is important. This is the one technique which by this technique we can import library. I am writing this as a d1. d1 is nothing but my this data set. Okay, now if I will write down d1, this data set will come. Okay, now it is telling me that 891 rows and 12 columns. Now look at here. Now I will import this same data set with the another way, with another technique. pd dot read CSV. Inside that CSV, now look at here. If my file location is not at this location, if I have to go before of this folder, backside of this folder, so what I will do, I will simply write down dot backslash and now tab. Okay, not showing, double dot, now tab. Now tell me now where I am now, at my back folder. Okay, so like that way you can fetch your whatever folder you want to fetch. Okay, I will write down 3 dot. I think there is the huge data set at that 3 time backs. Okay, because there is complete my download folder. Okay, but you know how to go to back folders data. Now if I want to go to inside that Python advanced Python folder, I will simply click there. Okay, now I am at that Python advanced folder, but there is nothing any file present of CSV. That's why it is not showing me anything. Okay, like this way you can also go to your backside of folders. I am making it as a hash. Okay, now this is my another second type of way that I can read data set. Okay, now I am showing third type of data set that can way we can import our data set. Now look at here. Now this is our data set at GitHub. If we don't want to download this data set, if we don't want to download this data set, what can we do? We can simply click on this raw. Now here all the values with comma separated value will come. Okay, now simply I'm copying this URL and I'm pasting here pd dot read csv, and inside that csv I'm pasting down this link, but I have to paste that link in a quotes. Okay, now you know what I did here. Still I can able to download this data set, import this data set. Now like this way we can import our data sets inside pandas. Okay, now I have this data set, and what I'm doing that I'm assigning one variable for this data set. I think I have already one variable, but still I will again assign one variable that is having data is this. Now you know what is my data. Now if I have to fetch top 5 rows and columns of data set. Top 5 means first 5 rows and columns. So I will write down that one code data dot head, data dot head. This will give me first 5 records. It is starting with 0 Look at here. This is my first five data sets. If I will write down data dot tell, L means last five data sets. Okay, last five data sets. Like this way, I can get this last five data sets. Okay, now data dot I think there is sample. Okay, sample. Now this is going to give me randomly five samples of data set. Look at here, randomly five. If you have to check that whatever is my data set, you can take the randomly samples like this way. Okay, so first of all you import the first of all install this pandas library. Have you installed or not?
Yes, yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
install it now.
Yes.
Hmm? Pip install pandas लिहिलं आहे ना मी वरती. आणि मी तुमच्या ग्रुपवर काही क्वेश्चन सेंड केलेले आहेत. तर त्यापैकी आपला जो पाठ झालेला आहे, तर त्यापैकी तुम्ही ते क्वेश्चन फाइंड आउट करा आणि त्याची प्रॅक्टिस तुम्ही करू शकता. ऍक्च्युली हा क्वेश्चनचा डेटा सेट आहे, इंटरव्ह्यूज मध्ये जे विचारतात त्यासाठीचा. कर्नल रिस्टार्ट करावा लागतो बरं का, इम्पोर्ट केल्यानंतर, लायब्ररी इन्स्टॉल केल्यानंतर. काय फाईल नॉट फाउंड म्हणजे फाईल तिथं प्रेझेंटच नाहीये. घेतलेली हा पण डाउनलोड करून तू ज्या लोकेशन मध्ये आहे तिथे पेस्ट केली. आता इथे बघ इथे मी फाईल लिहितोय या फोल्डरच्या आतमध्ये, याच्या खालीच माझी फाईल आहे, त्याच फोल्डर मध्ये फाईल आहे. हम्म? मग काय दाखवतो? बघतो मी. कोड दाखवतो ना? ते जुनं मला quit कर ना. अरे अरे थांब थांब. तू ऍडचं काम 3 फाईल्स ओपन केल्या. टर्मिनल स्टार्ट कर आणि परत एकदा इम्पोर्ट कर, कारण किती नाही होणार आपल्याला. रजत तुमचं झालंय का? इम्पोर्ट होतंय का नाही डेटा?
सर फाईल नॉट फाउंड दाखवतोय.
एरर येत आहे.
फाईल नॉट फाउंड एरर आलता.
अरे तुम्ही एकदा कर्नल रिस्टार्ट करा आणि हा आणि इथे बघा मी काय म्हणतोय, इथे माझी फाईल आहे तर याच फाईल मध्ये माझी TCSV फाईल आहे.
ओके.
चूक होऊच शकत नाही. मग कर्नल रिस्टार्ट तिथे लिहिलंच आहे ना, इथे बघा काय येतं लास्टला, नोट यू मे नीड टू रिस्टार्ट कर्नल जर हे तुम्हाला पॅकेज यूज करायचं असेल तर. फाईल अपलोड केलेली आहे. काही इश्यू आला तर मला तुम्ही सांगा, ठीक आहे.